feel like I'm this tiny little speck under this enormous, huge, forever sky. So I wish I had a lot of profound thoughts and feelings. I kind of don't have any thoughts or feelings at all. I'm just like strolling along. I see the little shade structure. I'm here. Oh my God. Now here comes the emotion. Oh my God. I'm here. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna go home. Well, I'm on the CDT again. I've decided to start at Wolf Creek Pass and go south. I'll hit the Colorado-New Mexico border again, and I'll go to Chalma again, and then I'll continue south, hopefully all the way to the end. Wish me luck. There's a pika. He's so cute. There's that flat top mountain that I hiked by last year. So part of the reason why I'm starting at Wolf Creek Pass and not at Cumbres Pass, where I ended last year at the Colorado-New Mexico border, is because I kind of regretted not getting to see some of the San Juans. I'm in the South San Juans. I think they look pretty similar to the other San Juans. I'm not sure what the difference is. Kind of smooth and rounded mountains and like wide open sort of mesa-like mountains. It looks really cool. And even though I struggled with the altitude last year, I think it was because of time spent at altitude rather than like altitude sickness itself. So I usually don't really struggle that much at altitude. I'm not really struggling today. I'm walking slow, but that's because I'm out of shape and overweight and have a full resupply and everything, but I don't feel like I'm out of breath or struggling in any altitude sense. So I really wanted to see part of the trail I missed. I could have also started from Silverton and hiked up the Colorado Trail to where the Colorado Trail and the CDT separate. But because I'm trying to get to all the way to the end of the trail, I didn't want to add too many extra miles and make it harder for me to complete, because I guess I'm not really a through hiker in the sense that a 3,000 mile or 2,500 mile hike, it's just too far. It's too long to be away. I have a nice life. I don't hate my life. I'm not running away from anything. I'm not in a transition phase or anything. So it's really hard to get away for that much time. So this should be about 6 or 7 weeks or so. And that's a pretty good chunk of time. By the end of that, I'm pretty ready to go home. But it's enough time to really get the full, I feel like a through hiker. I get to see what's around every corner. I'm never going to run out of corners to see what's around the other side feeling that I really like about this kind of hiking. So anyway, my plan for today is only to go 10 miles. So I slept in Durango last night. Durango's at 6,500 feet, hoping that would kind of give me a little acclimation. And then my campsite tonight will be about 10,800 feet. And that's kind of the lowest I can get for the rest of this segment to Cumbres Pass is 10,800 feet. So after that, all my campsites will be over 11,000 feet. So I wanted to give myself a reasonable start. So I'm hoping that will work out, and I'll have a lot more to say later. I'm gonna hike up and see what's around the next corner. So it's pretty cool. The highway up to Wolf Creek Pass is the same one that I walked from South Fork down the highway and then turned off onto a Forest Service road. So It's almost like not really connecting my footsteps, but connecting the trace. So I've already passed where the Creed cutoff would have rejoined the CDT, but I am gonna meet up with where my South Fork low elevation alternate route met up with the CDT at Elwood Pass. And ironically, Elwood Pass is pretty much where I said into the camera, look at those mountains up there. I'm glad I'm not up there. And now I'm going to be up there. So, but that's kind of cool to be connecting the two hikes together. I find that kind of interesting and fun and, I don't know, redeeming, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's a redemption hike. This fence reminds me of the Montana-Idaho border. There's some people up there on top of the peak. The trail doesn't go up there. I'm not going up there. I'm going this way. This looks a little sketchy. I hate to be here in the early season. Uh-oh. I think it's starting to rain, and I don't have my poncho out and ready to go. But there's a warming hut coming up, so I can get out of the rain if it really starts. Just a couple of drops so far. Nothing really. Wasn't even any in the forecast, so we'll see if it actually does rain. But I'll get my poncho out anyway, just in case. The warming hut. These are really good. The pecan one is the best one though. I've had this flavor, pecan and pistachio. Pecan, definitely the best flavor. Met my first southbound through hiker today. That's Taxi. He's going northbound. And he's going northbound because Wyoming caught on fire. So he came down to Coombres Pass and he's hiking north through up to Wyoming, and then he'll come back and hike south. So he's warning me pretty strong about tomorrow or the day after tomorrow's thunderstorms. I said I don't know what else to do but keep hiking because the whole thing is at over 11,000 feet the whole way. So we'll see what I can do. I can always, you know, kind of drop down a hill a little bit, find a little copse of trees, or not climb a peak if it's actually coming around me. But otherwise, if it's just like every other day in Colorado, I don't know what else to do but just keep hiking. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I reached my goal. Now the question is, Which way do I go to find the good camping? Is it this way or is it the other way? This is as far as I'm going because this is as low as I'm going to get in this segment. There's use trails going both ways, so I'm going to have to figure this out. It's only like about 2 o'clock, so I'm going to have a long day of sitting around doing nothing. But I want to acclimate and not overdo it. Well, I got my first bottle of water from this cattle besmirched little teeny trickling mud pile. I filtered it through my bandana though, it looks pretty good. I'll go back to find my campsite and then I'll use a filter on it. Well, here's my first night. I'm bringing my Gatewood cape. My plan is, once I get into the desert, I'm gonna send home my dedicated rain poncho, which is this one that I wore last year. I'll send that home and then use this one. And since it's gonna probably rain a little bit tomorrow, maybe I'll even test this out and see how awful it is as a rain poncho. And then if it is terrible, then I'll just keep that poncho, that green poncho. But anyway, what is it now, like 3 o'clock or something? Oh well, it'll be good to acclimate. So I wanted to show this map of my hike. So I don't know if you can see, but this is the state line. Here's the little bottom of New Mexico. And here's Durango, Colorado. That's where I slept last night. And I drove up to somewhere on this red line. I'm gonna hike down all the way to this little spot in the very bottom, little boot heel of New Mexico. Now there's other colors you can see, like there's a green color there. That's an alternate route that leads you to Ghost Ranch. I'm gonna take that alternate route. There's also a little blue route there. That's a nice little canyon that avoids walking on the highway. The main route is actually the highway instead of that nice canyon. So I'm gonna do that. And then this other main route is it's through like a volcanic area. It looks really cool, so I'll probably do that. And this is still continuing the highway. And then this blue alternate is to climb Mount Taylor. I wasn't planning to do that. And then if you come down here, this pink and orange route is the Gila River. And so I'm gonna do that. The orange is where there's a high route where you're not slogging down the river, getting your feet wet. So that's what I plan to do. I'm not that enthused about slogging through rivers. A lot of people find that to be their most favorite thing on the whole CDT. I'll do a little bit of it. I was planning to do a section that contains a hot spring. But as much as possible, I'm going to stay out of the river because I just don't like that kind of thing. And then as it goes down, it's all just red line all the way down. I don't know what these other little lines are. They may be alternate routes that I'm not aware of, but I'm not planning to take them. So right now my progress is pretty much nowhere. I'm just up there somewhere. And so I was thinking about, my goals for this trip. I'm not a goal-oriented person, so I don't really have strong goals, but I do want to finish this trail. I've been hiking this trail. This will be my 4th year hiking it. And it'll just, I've been doing one state every year since the first year. I had hoped to do more the first year, but I quit when I got to West Yellowstone. And then I thought, well, why not just make that a thing? One state a year. So this is my last state. So I really want to finish, keep up that good streak. Feels good to finish something that you say you're going to do. So I'm hoping that I don't have to quit for some other reason or that I don't give up. And I was telling Tony the other day, it's like, you know, I hiked the PCT in 2 years, but I've been doing this trail now for 4 years. It's almost like this trail has been a bigger part of my life than the PCT. And it's kind of started to grow on me, as far as like being something kind of special to my heart, or whatever you want to say. And then, okay, another goal I have is that I feel like I'm outrunning things at this point in my life. I turned 60 this year. I'm getting old, so I'm outrunning my own age. I'm also outrunning Tony's age. Tony's almost 15 years older than me. And then my other goal was that I feel like I'm outrunning the end of our country. And hiking a long trail like this is the most free you can feel. Like, you're just out here doing what you want to do, making your own decisions, where you're going to sleep, where you're going to hike, which wrong trail are you going to take at the junction. It's all your choice. It's all your decision. And there's nobody telling you what to do. Nobody's here treating me like a woman, at least most of the time, because I'm usually 99% of the time I'm by myself. So nobody's treating me like a little woman who can't do it. I say to myself every day that today is the most free and probably the richest you'll ever be in the rest of your life. So I'm trying to make the best of it, and hope that in the future I can, if I hear that like the whole country has decided to go march on Washington, I'll leave the trail for that. But so far it just seems like nobody cares, like especially young people. They don't care. I think they're really going to miss freedom when it's gone. So I'm going to enjoy my freedom while I have it, and do what I can when I get back to try to fix things if I can, if anybody cares. And then, yeah, so my other goal is that I would like to enjoy New Mexico. I kind of thought as a southbounder all along that if I made it as far as New Mexico, that it would be my reward, because I really like the kind of desert hiking that like I had on the Arizona Trail. New Mexico looks like it's very similar. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I just want to enjoy it and not suffer too much. I think the weather, it may be a little hot at first, but I think after a while the weather will be really nice. I think it'll be a really enjoyable hike. So I'm really looking forward to just enjoying myself and seeing what there is. There's cliff dwellings. The Gila River is really pretty. There's hot springs. There's pinyon forest. There's, you know, like red rock cliffs. There's all kinds of great stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway, I'll try to remember my goals as I go along, and maybe even make progress reports. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for letting me talk.